So you know the ones when you're listening to a song that you really like and you're like, that's my tune.
That's my tune. Hey, this is Jojo Bean. This is episode 43 of That's My Tune, the podcast providing song reviews and interviews. Last week I had a chat with Joel regarding his song Friend. Today I'll be speaking with DJ and music producer Larizzle regarding his song, the piano song. If you're into the funky house / Amapiano vibe, then this is the episode for you. Enjoy this song and I'll be right back talking to the man himself about this tune and a lot more. I'll be back. So everybody, I'd like to introduce you to Larizzle. Yeah!
Thanks for having me on, Jojo B.
You're welcome. How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad.
I hear that. So, let's talk about your single, the piano song. It's different actually because there are no vocals at all. It's just music, and I'd like to know what inspired you to produce the song.
The piano song I put out end of January this year.
Right.
It's my third single as a producer. I've only just recently started this production journey, which is of when did I start officially? I say April. So it's been about a year now. April last year I started. And my goal was to, put out a few, was always to put out instrumentals first to sort of announce myself as a producer.
Okay.
So that's why the piano song came about. I mean, the first two singles were both instrumentals as well. I'm a play and I'm a chill. The piano song was a collaboration between myself and fellow co-producer Jay Baptiste. He's also London based and is a good friend of mine.
Right.
So yeah, he actually sort of set the ball rolling really, and he was like, "Oh, let's produce something together." And I was like, "Okay." So he sort of started it off, as it were, and being with us still in lockdown, it was obviously communicated over digitally. Yeah. So he started it off and sent me the stems. It's convenient because we both use the same production software. So everything he sent me, I could edit as well.
Right.
Seamlessly. And then I added my pieces to it and then essentially sent it back. He added another section and sent it back to me. And then I sort of mixed and mastered it. And the whole process took only like a week or two. We just, vibed off each other like instantly. We knew what the other was trying to do. And, we added bits. I added bits to it that I thought would make it better. And he did the same. And yeah, we put it out end of January this year. And it got a good response. It was played on Kiss FM by Jules.
Okay.
Which was a good look.
Yeah.
And it's been supported. Which is nice.
Okay. So what made you decide to come up with the concept of the piano song? And when I listen to it, it makes me think of like funky house, tribal house, like that kind of genre. So what made you decide to go in that lane?
When I started DJing, which was, about 15 years ago now. Right. I started on old school garage at university. Right. In my friends' dorm rooms, I was, using their decks because I didn't have any of my own. So I learned in their bedroom, basically. Yeah. And also garage was my genre then. But as sort of, I got my name out there and I started playing in London. Right. The sound that was big then and what I would say helped me to be more of a name was UK funky. Right. And I was a big fan of UK funky. I went to Napa multiple years in a row. And I'd say that was one of my favorite eras of my career. So it only made sense to, incorporate that in my music. I'm also a big fan of this new emerging Amapiano sound from South Africa. And I guess that's, sort of the background behind the title, really. I mean, the main element in the song is a piano. Yeah. And obviously piano is part of the word Amapiano. So I thought, let's just call it the piano song, because the piano is the focal point, and the melodies, the chords are all piano based. So let's call it that, basically.
Okay. I've got 2 questions to ask you. So I'll start with this one first. So what got you into DJing in the first place?
Yeah, like I said, it was about 15 odd years ago. It was at university. And it was these guys that I sort of met first, one of the early Afro-Caribbean nights at the uni.
Okay.
And I saw these 2 DJs and I was like, wow, look how they're controlling the crowd. Look at the music they're playing. Because I mean, before that, to be honest, I went to an all boys Catholic school.
Okay.
So like growing up, I didn't really get to go to the raves as much, you know, so I wasn't really exposed to the clubbing life. I mean, I went to a few parties, but I wasn't really, you know, as a young adolescent male, you're thinking about girls in those times. You're not really thinking about where the music is coming from. So it wasn't till I got to uni that I was like, oh wow, look at these guys just, you know, controlling the vibe, you know, playing some sick R&B, hip hop, bashment. I want to do that too. And I, you know, became friends with them, and you know, they were such welcoming guys, and they let me, you know, learn off their decks in their room. They had proper vinyl decks. I learned off vinyl decks first.
Nice.
And yeah, that's how it blossomed, really.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what would you say has been the highlight of your DJing career so far?
Oh, highlights. There's been a few. There's been a few good ones, to be fair. I remember one that's instantly come to mind is fairly early on. It was around maybe 2009, 2010.
Right.
And I was booked to go and play in Slovenia, in Ljubljana, Slovenia, which is the capital. And I was the first DJ to, you know, to be booked to go and play UK funky over there,
right,
at the time. So that was quite a big highlight. My first sort of mix on BBC Radio 1 Extra was another big highlight for me. I say those 2, and playing for artists as well, playing for like Nas, Damian Marley at their after party for their concert in London was nice. There's been a few nice little highlights. I'm blessed. I've been blessed.
That's amazing. Thank you. Another question though, like, what are some of your favorite UK funky house tunes? Like, because I agree with you, like the UK funky house era is one of my favorite eras as well. Like, the vibe is, you can't replicate it, and you didn't need to, even though there were dances for different songs, like outside of that, you could just enjoy yourself. No one was sturge. You could just skank however you wanted to. Like, I missed that time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, same. And I have a feeling though that it is coming back in this new AMA movement, this Amapiano movement. I mean, if the promoters do it right with us coming out of lockdown, we could bring those good times back again, which I'm really hoping for.
It's true.
But with regards to UK funky tracks, oh my God. If we're talking instrumentals, I'd probably say Champion by Lighter by Champion.
Okay.
Or like Mr. Bean by Apple.
Okay.
Quick Time by DJ Naughty. In terms of vocals, I'm thinking like, you know, you've got your Egypt in the Morning. Domino by Addictive. That's another sick track. Time to Let Go by Perempe and D and Katie Pearl. Trackheads featuring Zaki Feel.
Oh yes. Come on. Do you know what, the other day, fun enough, couple of weeks ago, I had that song on repeat. Literally, I was playing the hell out of that song. Sorry, continue.
That's a classic. Katie, the Perempe and Katie Pearl, In the Air as well.
Of course.
That's one of my all-time favorites, that one. Genius Emotions is one as well. If you remember that one. But yeah, I'd say those are my top.
But what about Crazy
UK
Cousinz
funky tracks.
Inflation?
Ah,
How
that
could
was
you
a
forget
banger as
that
well.
one?
Oi. No, but Crazy Cousins, their catalog is crazy.
I'm telling you, so
Their
huge.
catalog is crazy.
Like,
I mean,
honestly, they dominated the funky house
they
era.
were sick.
Yeah,
They were sick. They were sick, man.
My
So I think
gosh.
they're still doing music now. Well, N Fostel is well, he's called now. He's called N Fostel now. He's doing like house music and stuff, and he's under he's signed to Idris Elba's label, Seven Wallace.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're still making music in another capacity, but yeah, the Crazy Cousin stuff was huge.
Proper. The thing with UK funky house is that I know so many tunes, but I don't know half the titles of them. So I'll hear a tune. Yeah. I don't know the bit. You know what? I just wish that the UK funky house era, it was too short-lived for me. And
too short-lived.
It's like my issue with UK funky house was that all the good songs were coming out at the same time. You go out and hear the same songs all the time. It didn't have time. Like when you had UK garage, it had time to grow and mature.
Yeah.
I think UK funky house, it didn't get that. So it died way too quickly. That was the only downfall of that time.
I know. It's weird though, because like you said with garage, that's actually sort of come back again. There's this new school garage sound that's still out and about and stuff, and people like DJ EZ are still huge in this game. Do you know what I mean? He's even bigger now than he was then, to be honest. True. There's been more of sort of international exposure, and that could be one of the things with UK funky. It didn't get enough international exposures. It was maybe a bit too close knit and just sort of kept in London, kept in the UK.
True.
It didn't really grow internationally like garage did. Like even grime did. Grime's still prominent now.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
It is. I agree.
And it's a shame really, but I mean it did sort of part of it did spin off. It did help sort of birth, I'd say, part of the Afrobeat movement that's big now.
Like and it did I remember kind of evolve.
So from UK funky, I remember not long after it was
Afrobeat started to come up. I remember that.
The whole Zonto movement. And like speaking to Ghanaians, they say that they actually developed that sound from the UK funky sound. That's how that Zonto birth sort of came about. And then I mean Afrobeats now is obviously just huge. It's become popular music now, basically. So at least it's done that. But the UK funky as an entity, I mean, I miss it. I wish it would come back.
For real. It's so true, because it's like, but to be fair, I mean, UK funky did kind of evolve. Like you got the soulful house that kind of came out, the tribal house. It kind of came out for a little bit with it. It exposed me to that anyway. So
exposed me to Afro house as well. That's where my fusion with that came in. Within the UK funky era, when Black Coffee and Busey put out Turn Me On. In fact, I should have mentioned that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Because people even refer to that as funky at the time, like soulful funky. It's actually Afro house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it helped lead to that sound as well. And that sound's still big now. Black Coffee, he's massive now. He's an international superstar now. And like I said, this rising Amapiano sound is really starting to sweep the UK now. So that, like I said, that could hopefully be another thing that we can enjoy coming out of lockdown and in the years to come.
See how that goes. So like in terms of you starting out as a producer now, do you see yourself staying within like the house kind of Afro house genre, or are you going to explore other genres as well?
Definitely going to explore other genres, because as a DJ I play wide range of genres. So I've already got actual other sounds that I made last year. I thought it made sense to start with this Amapiano sound because it's rising, and anything to help accelerate the rise within the UK. I thought let me help and do that, and I enjoy it as well. But I do have like R&B and hip hop productions as well that I'm hoping to release in future with the right artist on it.
I look forward to that. And you're still going to continue DJing, right? You're not retiring yet.
Oh, no way. No, I can't stop. I love it too much. I can't stop DJing. I mean, I'm getting really excited actually, because bookings are starting to come in again now for June 21st onwards. I even got a recent brunch booking actually, which is May Bank holiday. I'm just like, whoa, excellent. I need to sort out my collection because it's dusty right now. Because when you're actively DJing, you're actively like sourcing new tracks, you're actively updating your library, for the next set. But being off for a year, like I've got a backlog to get through, boy.
It's true. And your whole DJing technique changes because like if you're DJing online, then you can let songs play for longer and stuff like that. But when you're DJing at a set, you have to you have a short limited time. So you have to go through like one chorus of the song and a 4 bar of this song, and then you have to like
then you're moving. That's definitely. It. Exactly that. Online DJing is not the same as live at all. In person DJing, So I've got work to do.
You'll be okay. So where can we find you on social media?
Socials is Larizzle Official, one word on Instagram. Is I am Larizzle on Twitter.
Right.
Larizzle Official on Facebook and YouTube as well. Or just Google Larizzle for everything, my official website, which is larizzle.com and stuff as well.
Cool. Yeah. All right then. Well, it's been great speaking with you, Larizzle.
You too, Jojo B. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You have a good rest of the day, yeah?
You too. Take care.
Bye.
All right. All the best. Bye.
And that was Larizzle. Thank you so much for your time. Dope interview. Hope you enjoyed it. And that is a wrap with episode 43. If you'd like to know more about the podcast, you can linktr.ee/TMT_podcast. And if you'd like to email, it's that'smytunepodcast@gmail.com. I have nothing else much to say. So have a great day. Have a great rest of the week. And I'll be back next Tuesday with yet another episode. You know how we do. Ciao.